Have you ever said something in anger and immediately regretted it, or felt so overwhelmed by a situation that it seemed like there were no options left? In those moments, it doesn't feel like you're in control. It feels like something else is making decisions for you. And maybe that's the problem, not that you feel too much, but that you lose yourself in what you feel. There's a philosophy that's been around for over 2,000 years that deals exactly with this. It's called Stoicism, not the version you see online, where people think it means being cold, emotionless, or detached from life. That's not Stoicism. Stoicism isn't about becoming less human, it's about becoming harder to break. At the center of Stoicism is one idea. Some things are in your control, and some things aren't. Simple. But if you really think about it, most of your stress comes from confusing the two. You can't control what people think about you. You can't control what happens to you. You can't control the past, but you can control how you respond. And that's where most people lose. Think about anger. Anger itself isn't the problem. It shows up automatically. It's human. But what happens next? Do you pause or do you react? Because the moment you let anger decide your actions, you've handed over control. And that's what Stoics warned about. Not emotions, but being ruled by them. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Think about that. A man who ruled an empire still believed the only real control he had was over himself. And that's where Stoicism becomes uncomfortable, because it removes excuses. If your peace depends on other people acting the way you want, you'll always be unstable. If your happiness depends on outcomes you can't control, you'll always be anxious. Stoicism forces you to face something most people avoid. You are responsible for how you respond. But here's where people misunderstand it. They think Stoicism means suppressing emotions. It doesn't. You're going to feel anger. You're going to feel pain. You're going to feel doubt. Stoicism doesn't ask you to eliminate those. It asks you not to become them. There's a difference between "I feel angry" and "I am anger." One is temporary. The other takes over your identity. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Two people can go through the same situation and come out completely different. One breaks, the other grows. Same event, different interpretation. That's where Stoicism shifts everything. It doesn't change the world, it changes how you see the world. When you're in pain, your mind tells you stories. This is unfair. This shouldn't be happening. There's no way out. But a Stoic asks, what part of this is actually in my control? Maybe not the situation, but your reaction, still yours. And that changes everything, because now you're not just experiencing pain, you're observing it. And when you observe something, it loses some of its power over you. This doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means you become more stable within it. Stoicism teaches acceptance, not giving up, but recognizing reality for what it is. Because most of the time, we don't suffer from events themselves. We suffer from how much we resist them. Stoicism doesn't say, "Don't care." It says, "Care about what you can influence." And that's where real strength shows. Not in pretending you don't feel anything, but in feeling everything. And still choosing your actions carefully, because at the end of the day, you can't always control what hits you in life, but you can control whether it defines you. So next time you feel overwhelmed, angry, or lost, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What can I control right now?" It might not fix everything, but it puts you back in the only place that matters, control over yourself. And maybe that's what Stoicism really is, not becoming emotionless, but becoming someone who can feel deeply without losing themselves in it.